Hello South Africa, my name is Chidinma Vanessa Onwe Adechina. I'm 23 years old, all the way from Cape Town. I'm a netball player and an LLB law student. Violence against women and children still remains ubiquitous and unreported. The silence on violence against women and children has to be broken, and now is the time for us to take stronger measures to attend to the cries of our victims and to create a safer society for women and children to live in. Alongside the South African platform, I can encourage society to join hands with me in advocating for change and supporting initiatives that will protect women. By doing so, we can create awareness and we can educate the public as well as the public services so that we can create a safe environment for our victims to speak and to be heard.
I knew this was a setup from the Miss SA organization. They were testing the water on this lady to how Southern will react to the rest of the continent. I agree 100%. 100%. Because how is it that they were not prepared for what is currently happening, and how is it possible that they themselves have not responded and they're watching this play out the way it is?
You hungry as shit. You hungry as shit. You hungry as shit.
Please don't make that young woman the face of something she did not sign up for. No matter what your stance is regarding South African immigration or immigration in South Africa or xenophobia in South Africa, don't use her. If you have a political point you want to get across, use yourself. Use yourself, because she hasn't said anything.
South Africans are not xenophobic or Afrophobic. They just don't want to deal with Nigerians.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for someone that you like?
Nah, I'll probably fly over for them.
You fly over for someone?
Yeah.
Where did you fly to?
Johannesburg.
Johannesburg. Yo, it was. Did you just?
As no, I promise, like, and
Did you fly over to read Bible verses, or was other things partaking?
No, I went to visit.
Oh, you went to go visit, so you just visited.
Yeah.
You guys just chilled.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill.
Chidinma Vanessa, you are not going to represent South Africans. Whether you like it or not, we know our story. You are going to represent Nigeria. Whether they call us xenophobic or what, they must go to hell.
How do you know that?
That one we cannot argue about.
No. How do you know how our constitution? I've just read to you what even the Department of Home Affairs says on their website. So if you have parents that are not born in South Africa, they've got citizenship. You are born in South Africa. You even turn 18. You've got an ID. You are South Africans. That's a simple information that is available on government website. When you are saying now, this girl is not South African, that's an irresponsible statement to make, unless you are telling me that Home Affairs has told you that her parents don't have the right papers to be here. They don't have citizenship. And you and I here don't have that information.
Two things. You have not verified whether she is a South African either. Let's start there. Number two, Clement. The court has said, if your mother and father are not South Africans, you can't automatically be a South African. Now, the mother has not come out. The only person that claims to be the father has confirmed that she is a Nigerian. There's no mother.
So it's now someone who claims to be a father.
Verify, yet you are bringing me to this interview without having verified facts yourself.
I have actually. I've gone to look at what the Constitution says, and I've looked at it versus. What must I tell you about stuff that people are putting up on Twitter?
No, we are verifying. We are verifying her status as a South African or not.
Yeah, until you verify that,
you must verify.
Then until you verify that, don't come as Bukisa.
We are saying as PA, we want to take this matter to court.
Absolutely.
We have instructed our legal team. We want the court to force her and everybody else to come out clear as to whether she's a South African or not.
Yes, and you've got every right to do that. I mean, that's in fact what.
And the other option is to interdict her from participating, because there is nothing at this point in time that gives us confidence that she is indeed a South African. We want South African surnames there.
You want
South Africans to contest Miss South Africa.
Wait, does Natasha is Mazzoni a South African? Whoa, is Banzoni?
We want what?
Mazzoni, is that a South African surname?
You are not asking me about Miss South Africa. We are talking about Miss South Africa.
Yeah, I'm trying to expose that you lack.
South Africa.
But you are lacking consistency.
Let's deal with the case in point.
But you are wait, Kenny.
No, don't be driven by the agenda of the EFF.
Oh, I'm not.
Let us deal with the case in point.
Yeah, let me come in, Kenny.
Case in point is
okay, Bukisa. Let me bring in here. I mean, Mazzoni is not even a South African name, but if you are African from Nigeria for some reason, you must have a South African name. That just exposes your lack of consistency. Bukisa, what kind of support is being? I'll give you a chance, Kenny. We need to give Bukisa an opportunity here to speak as well. Bukisa, please can you come in here and tell us what kind of support are you providing for Chidinma? Because on social media, this is what's happening. Even though Ms. SA has come and said, we have verified, you've indicated that maybe government needs to come out. Bukisa, what kind of support are you providing?
That's a private company.
Okay,
they've got interest.
Yeah, can you give Bukisa an opportunity to speak?
Don't tell me about people who have got vested interest, who are protecting themselves. We are talking here about proper verification, and we are going to court. Clement, by the way, we are going to interdict this process. She must not participate. We want South Africans to participate as Miss South Africa.
Yeah, this is democracy, Baba. This is democracy. South African men and women, grown men and women going on Twitter, tweeting about Miss South Africa. Let's give you a history lesson here. In that Miss South Africa, when it was started by Europeans for Europeans who were in South Africa. So they didn't even include you. That's why even your plus size women are not even there. You are still talking. That thing is racist. Even the definition of beauty is still racist. So I don't even understand why grown men and grown women would focus on what children are doing. Say, Miss South Africa, you are not even going to get a cent. Forget about it. Go and sit down with your xenophobic self. You are trying to hog that, no, it's only for South Africans. Europeans have been entering those things. People who you've never checked white people's fathers and mothers, but because you hate yourself.
Most of you South African youth are living in Kayelisha, but come online and make big mouth. It seems like most of you youth in SA need proper education about Africa and South Africa itself, because you guys don't know anything. You guys think every African country is like the slums in South Africa. To you guys, every African country is Soweto. Let me make it clear to most of you South African youth that don't have anything in your head. Most things you see in other African countries, like building nice places and everything, it's owned by the black Africans in their country. In South Africa, most of the things you see in Joburg or Cape Town, SA whole is owned by white people. If white people decide to leave, pack their things today, everything, South Africa economy will collapse. You guys keep talking about other Africans. They run into South Africa. Hey, don't come to our country. South Africa, your country. South Africa is owned by Europeans. People are making big mouth under my comment section, making blah blah. I think say life na joke.
Into endiyiqaphele kule nto kaChidinma, most yabantu abathethayo ngabantu who seem like they don't get istory. Okay, umama kaChidinma is Mozambican. Utata kaChidinma is Nigerian. In South Africa, we have 12 official languages. Let me just say 11 for the argument of this. For the sake of this argument. We have 11 official languages. If you are black in South Africa, you have a tribe to fall under. What does it mean for Chidinma to be a South African?
A lot of people are wondering what the real issue is when it comes to Chichi and her being part of the Miss South Africa pageant. They just don't get it, and they're like, why is everybody going up against this young girl who just is entering a beauty contest and not going up against everybody else who is also in similar situations, because there are other contestants who have different nationalities, or a parent who's a different nationalities, but they are also competing in Miss South Africa, and they don't understand what the issue is, specifically with Chichi. And I would implore people to start going through comments from Nigerian nationals whenever these discussions are happening. And these are very similar comments that we come across whenever we are in the room with Nigerian nationals. Nigerian nationals are incredibly proud and arrogant. And they let it be known that the citizens of their host country, because they are being hosted in a country, they let it be known that we are useless, we are lazy, our women are just known for nyash, we are uneducated, and so on and so forth. And then they place themselves above us in our homes, in our country. So they come to our country and they tell us what we are according to them. Then the question then arises for me, Wuti, if you're all this amazing and you are industrious and you are well educated and you are phenomenal and you do all these wonderful things and you're dominant in everything that you do, how is it that you're not doing it at home? How is it that you're not using that same energy that you would like us to acknowledge about you in our country, at your homes? Why are you not staying in your home country and using all these skills that you say that you have, these wonderful, wonderful skills? Why are you not using them at home? Why are you using them here? Why are you trying to be accepted by people that you think so little of? You think very little of host countries. And I'm not talking about South Africa only. But in this instance, I am. Why not stay home and be awesome and build your economy and build your own systems? Why come to a land of people that you absolutely clearly hate? Why are you here? Why not stay home? And that's what's pissing people off. The rhetoric, especially in the comment sections. It's the taunting and the laughing at and the poking and the showing that we are nothing. And yet we are in our own homes. We are in our own country. And we're doing the best that we can in our own country. Why aren't you doing the same in your own? What is it that you fear so much in your own home that you find the gall to have such opinions in our home?
So let's talk about Miss Chidinma. A South African by birth because she was born here, but it's kind of skeptical whether her parents are South African. It's been reported that her father is Nigerian and her mother may or may not be South African. I'm still not sure about this. I've read articles where the mother is Mozambican or the mother is from Zambia. My thoughts about this is it's part of lowering the standard of our country. Miss South Africa is for South Africans to celebrate a South African woman in culture, tradition, in authenticity. Now, when we take a woman that is not representation of our country, and I say that because there was a video I watched of her celebrating with her, I think, family and friends, or at least church members, and there is no signification of South Africa other than the sash she's wearing. That is not a South African celebration. Everybody must have been Nigerian, speaking Nigerian, celebrating a Nigerian. That's who they were celebrating. They were not celebrating a woman that is embodying and authentic to being South African. This also makes me question, because there is a Miss Nigeria. They have their own competition. So now, with every country having their own Miss, there's Miss Nigeria, there's Miss South Africa, Miss Russia, Miss USA, Miss whoever, right? And they all go to Miss Universe to represent their country. If Chidinma had to win Miss South Africa, would she be a true representation of South Africans, specifically South African women? Personally, I don't think she would. She doesn't embody anything that's South African, because there are 11 official languages in South Africa. So there are 11 official tribes that are recognized in South Africa. However, she does not hold the culture or tradition or even the attire of any one of those tribes.
South Africa has a lot of races: black, Indian, white, colored, right? And we all want representation. So it's not only representing South Africa, it's representing the community that person belongs to. That is why when the whole discourse of Tyler is not colored happened in America, we as the black community stood 10 toes down to try and defend, because we knew what we were fighting for. The identity of colored people matters. Therefore, you can't change her identity in the name of she's in a different country. This is the same situation here. We are just simply asking for Miss South Africa to be a South African of South African heritage, because that represents our community, the black South African community, not just blackness. It's not just about blackness. This is not America where blackness is monotone. As long as you're black, you're black. No, we have heritage. So why is it a problem when we want a person who represents our heritage to be the one who is Miss South Africa?
We did let go when our DJ Sbu destroyed our very own woman, destroyed our very own Zahara. May her soul rest in peace. We did forgive DJ Sbu, but we did not forget. And here we are today. He's defending Leli Kwerekorelase Nigeria to become Miss South Africa, ignoring the fact that South Africans no, they won't be represented by someone who's from Nigeria. And then about DJ Sbu, because they think they are famous, they want to go against us. This time we need to show Lama celebrities. This time we need to show Lama politicians. Uguti, this is our country also. We are saying we are fighting for Israel Kokobet, not Ikoko Lama celebrate, not Israel Lama celebrate, not Israel Lama politicians, but Israel Kokobet song.
This time I was like, but guys, what is the issue? Titi was born in South Africa. She's a South African citizen.
Sure.
ID
number.
She's schooled here.
Sure.
She even, dare I say, has a colored accent.
What is the full name of Chidinma? It's Chidinma Vanessa Adachana. What does it mean? Okay, Chidinma, okay, they will say it means God is good. Vanessa, butterfly, code word for prostitute. And then Adachana came to open the way. Okay, but the Igbo name for Chidinma is Chidinma. Okay, Chidinma. Okay, if you can listen to a Chidinma, which means you can hear Chichiman, Chidinma. There's an NMA, but you can hear Chichiman. So in other words, a Chichiman of a prostitute came to open the way. It's a hoax. It's a lie. Her numerology number is 777. It's hoax. You must learn to read the secret society language.
So for real, South Africans are battling to understand the difference between nationality and ethnicity. If you don't know the difference between nationality and ethnicity, it's very simple. One, you have to pay taxes pretty much, right, to be considered that. And the other one, you don't have to pay taxes. Nationality, that's the country you're coming from. A country is a business. A country is not your indigeneity. A country is not your DNA. A country is not your blood, because these countries are named so many different names throughout history and throughout to the times, right? None of them have been the same name in the past 30, 60, 100, 1,000 years. Names have changed. But your argument that you are stating about someone being authentically South African, you want to base it on a mother and a father and this and that, but your mothers and your fathers came from all over Africa. You don't get to pick and choose, right? Which era, which ancestors you are going to pick. Now, South Africa, and just like all the other countries, some of us are citizens in other countries, right? Everywhere we can become citizens because there's a process that works. And so being a citizen does not mean you are ethnically of that land. It just says that you pay taxes here and you follow the laws here. So therefore you can represent this country. That's what's happening in South Africa. That's what happens in America. A lot of South Africans are citizens, are US citizens, and they can represent the United States. And if they hold 2 passports, they can represent South Africa too.
Have you guys noticed how the term xenophobia is losing its power? That's what happens when you abuse a term to manipulate people. It gets to a point where they stop caring. You're like, ah, bro, you are xenophobic. They're like, yeah, whatever. And guys, you cannot unite people because of the color of their skin. That's not how unity works. That's like saying Japanese and Chinese must unite because of their eyes. That's not how unity works. Another thing, and I'm gonna say this, and it might affect my chances of being president one day. Our skin color doesn't make us brothers and sisters, bruh.
Sanmunani guys, so I get asked this question quite a bit. Am I South African? Yes, guys, I am 100% South African. I am South African. So my dad was born in Mozambique, but was raised Cabo Mamake in Malawi in Mangochi. So my dad's mom is Malawian and my dad's father is Mozambican. They made him and he was raised in Mangochi in Malawi. Then he moved to South Africa where he met my mother and made my sisters and I. So I am foreign by blood, Mozambican by blood, and I am South African by citizenship because I was born and raised in South Africa. Hence my name. My name's Aruna is an Indian people name. It is because my father was, he took on the Islamic religion, which isn't a big hoo-ha in Malawi. It's quite common that you'll have black people who are Muslim. And my surname, Bushili Majiru, I guess that kind of explains itself. It's just, yeah.
I'm Algerian. Of course the police officer is going to ask me if my ID is original. I'm Algerian. Of course I'm fluent in both languages. One alpha within there, so.
Oh, I'm Algerian. Of course nobody knows how I make my money.
Algerian. Of course I just switched from Afrobeats to Amapiano all of a sudden.
I'm Algerian. Of course I carry 2 phones. And I don't check out this camera.
Yo, I'm Algerian. Of course your ladies love me. Yes, Algerian. Of course you know the Karila.
This comment right here, you understood. You understood the mission. You are passing with flying colors because now we understand. I didn't know that Zosie actually had distanced herself, but I applaud her. I applaud her for distancing herself because this is madness. I think every woman that has won Miss South Africa before 2024 should distance themselves from this institution because it no longer represents what they had to go through. It no longer represents what they represented. We were very proud and very patriotic to see Zosie on Miss Universe. Imagine the way she represented us with such grace, class, culture, and tradition. That beautiful dress she wore that represented South Africa in such a beautiful and graceful way. Now we have these rules and regulations changing. all Miss South Africa before 2024. Honestly, you should disassociate yourself. I know it might be heartbreaking because we celebrated you. We celebrated you and we still celebrate you, but this institution is no longer celebrating you. There's no ways that you can go and sit in the same room as the Miss South Africa of 2024 with the rules that they have now. It's not the same struggle, it's not the same fight, it's not the same celebration, it's not the same congratulations.
I'd like to clarify something about acquiring South African citizenship. I worked for the Department of Home Affairs for more than 20 years. And there are various forms in which you can acquire South African citizenship. The first one is by birth from the South African parents or one of the parents, and as well by descent, where you have acquired permanent residence through work visa, and you spend 5 years in the country. And after that, when you extend your visa, work visa, or any other form of visa, then you can apply for permanent residence. And once you are a permanent resident, you acquire, or you are a permanent resident for 5 years, then you can apply for naturalization. And there are those who acquire South African citizenship through a process of being refugees for 5 years. After that, you can apply for extension of your refugee status. And then you can apply to the Standing Committee for Refugee Affairs, which is one agency within the Department of Justice of Home Affairs. And then you can acquire what we call you are then given the status of being a refugee indefinitely or certified as a refugee indefinitely, and then you can be apply for permanent residence, and you can then also in the long run become a South African citizen. So it's not only by birth to South African parents, but there are various forms of acquiring South African citizenship.
The future Miss South Africa says that man is not her father. Did you know that last year an African immigrant could have been crowned Miss USA? I'm not saying we should do what the United States does, because I won't be surprised if this is the next Miss USA, in fact, maybe even the next Miss World. After watching the Olympics, I won't be surprised if this little blue fellow is the next Miss France. The Ukrainian-born model won Miss Japan. Also, quite a bit of controversy. An Iranian woman old enough to be a granny in some suburbs won Miss Germany this year. I don't know how to say the rest other than saying I'm a proud South African today, because I realized something. I learned something about South Africa. And that is, if we look at the West, United States, Canada, Europe, they allow the most atrocious things to be done to women, children, and patriotism is almost frowned upon. If you don't hate your country, you're not cool. In South Africa, our leadership encourages us to be patriots. If we complain about something like this, it gets checked into now. Before, all our cries just fell on deaf ears, and we have people who actually look out for us now. And I think if you're not South African and you live here, you want to be part of this. And you know what? We want you to be part of this too. But we want your papers to be in order. We don't want children in the future to suffer because of bad admin and corruption. Because this, guys, is a product of corruption. It's a product of neglect. People not doing their jobs, and a beautiful, innocent soul has to suffer.
It has nothing to do with privilege. The very simple answer is that I just am not interested in Miss South Africa. The competition's never been interesting to me. And every other argument against her nationality is kind of in a realm I'm not prepared to talk about, because obviously...
Whether Chidinma Adetshina is South African is a question of law. It's not a question of feelings or emotions or prejudice or xenophobia. It is a question of law. And parties to the Government of National Unity all signed a statement of intent in which we agreed to not only abide by the rule of law, but to promote the rule of law. And so the Patriotic Alliance is bound by the law, and not by their feelings or by their suspicions or by their prejudice. If she is South African in terms of the law, then she's entitled to contest the Miss South Africa competition, and we shouldn't be tolerating cyberbullying or xenophobia. Let's move on, find out if she is South African by law, and then get behind her as one of the contestants in the Miss South Africa competition.
Origin?
I'm a Nigerian and my wife is a South African.
Oh, all right.
And I've lived in South Africa as well. I spent 10 years in South Africa.
And do you have kids in South Africa?
Yes, I do.
And I suppose they are South African citizens.
Exactly.
All right. And what surname are they using?
My surname.
Your surname?
Because I'm married to their mom, yes.
All right. Okay. And on what visa were you here?
Actually, as I said, I got married. I met my wife in the UK. She's a South African, by the way. So we met in the UK. So in 2010, during World Cup, we decided we're gonna visit. And that time we don't have children, so we decided we're gonna visit South Africa to watch the World Cup. So that was my first year. That's my first time entering South Africa. So I came with a visitor visa because there's no other visa suitable for watching a World Cup other than visiting visa. So we came there, the World Cup ended, we returned back. I think it was a few weeks. We returned back to the UK. Then I have to return back again in 2013, and then with a visitor's visa, then got married to my wife in South Africa. So I am.
Okay, wait a minute. I like it. With a visitor's visa, you got married to your South African woman.
Yes.
All right.
That's correct.
Okay. So I am going to ask you the same question I asked Cucumber. In your hearts,
right,
are your kids a South African or Nigerian?
It's called dual citizen. They are both.
Okay, but then when you look at them, do you see them as Nigerian kids or otherwise?
That's what I've just said. They are Nigerian. They are Nigerian kids that have every single right that you have as a South African. They also have. So they are the Nigerian kids.
All these fucking people in this country, if you don't let this country fuck up,
I'm not a cow, bitch. Listen, I'm gonna make you sweat, make you wet, make you wet, wet, wet. I'm gonna make you sweat, little baby, pissing in your pressure.
Vault unlocked.
Hello, what is up, you dazzling diamonds and the others? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda Kyle, and this is the Vault. Anyway, you guys, let's jump straight into this video. Alrighty then, you guys, if you guys haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys do enjoy my videos, please do click on that thank you button. And before you guys leave out of here, please do drop me a comment in the comment section down below. In today's video, you guys, we are going to be talking about the controversy surrounding the Miss South Africa pageant, right? There's a finalist named Chidinma, and Chidinma is facing this controversy, or the whole Miss South African pageant is facing this controversy because it is said that Chichi is not South African. This is not true, right? Apparently, Chichi's father is Nigerian. And then it is said that her mother, or rather, it was said that her mother is South African. But now I'm hearing conflicting stories about that. Apparently, her father is Nigerian and her mother is Mozambican. And South Africans are up in arms because they're saying that she is not South African if her parents are from different African countries, not South Africa. I can understand why this is a problem. Why South Africans would want to be represented in a Miss South Africa pageant by a 100% South African. But the law is the law. This girl, whether or not her mother is South African or Mozambican and her father is Nigerian, this girl was born and raised in South Africa. She was born on this land. Her parents might not be, but she was born in South Africa. She is South African. She has a South African ID. She is South African. Culturally, she is not. Her heritage, at this point, we don't even really understand or know what's going on. This whole situation is under investigation. But to my understanding, if you are born in this country, you are South African. I do understand why South Africans are so pissed that this girl that has parents, possibly parents, that are from other African countries is in this pageant representing South Africa. I understand. I absolutely do get it. Because you ask yourself, culturally, where does she fit in? With the Xhosas, with the Zulus, with the Tsongas? No. What is her heritage? When we as South Africans are so deep-rooted in our heritage and our cultures. For Pete's sake, we have 12 official languages, with sign language being a language that is recognized as a language, right? People are confused or are outraged with where does she actually really fit into this whole equation. I've even seen pictures of her online wearing African traditional clothing, but not South African traditional clothing, and we know our stuff. And then it goes back to the whole xenophobic situation, where apparently, allegedly, South Africans are xenophobic. I don't believe that. Maybe I'm being biased because I'm South African. I don't believe that South African people are xenophobic. I think that South African people are just tired, especially when it comes to Nigerian people coming into our country and making it dirty in a way.
Yeah.
We didn't have this whole big situation of the drugs. And if you want to put a face to the drug epidemic, the first thing you're going to think is Nigerians. I said to you guys in my other videos, Nigerian people are very smart. I don't understand why they don't use their smarts to do good. It's always linked to something dark and shady. Not so many people can link Nigerians to all this dark, shady shit. And it's not true. We all know that it is. We saw that series, Sizoktola. There was mostly Nigerians. Right? South Africans are not xenophobic. They are just tired of their brothers, our brothers and sisters, being killed by these drugs, because it's a very slow and painful death. It's a very painful thing to witness people that you love dying slowly because of his dagamiso. We don't even know where the stuff is coming from, but we know that Nigerians are linked to it. And this is not to say that all Nigerians are bad or doing these criminal activities, but damn, worldwide, it is known that Nigerians do a lot of shady things. It's not all Nigerians, but a lot of them do. Scamming the American ladies, telling them that they're princes and kings. Nigerians have this bad stigma. They have this dark force that follows them. Every single year, it's something about them. Right now, you can look around. It's the 2020 situations. The witchcraft stuff. Then you see online, some of them, especially with a South African woman married to Nigerian men, when the woman try to get divorces from these guys, they say, I will deal with you. I will Dumbarize you. I will deal with you chemically. spiritually.
I made the things that it cannot make that pause to be done.
And then also is that thing of South African women then saying that Nigerian men are better than South African men because they have money and more love. And then time goes on, and these women are duped by these Nigerian men.
If you go there, I'm gonna go there. So I'm not in the mood.
Because they want citizenship. I understand. Why do you want citizenship here so much? Because let's be real. I'm gonna get back to the pageant stuff. Let's be real about it. Nigerian people actually don't like us. They don't. They really don't. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. Unless you are a South African person that is benefiting from Nigerian people, you know what it is. You know exactly what it is. I've sat in conversation with Nigerian people, and they will tell you how stupid, lazy, or this, that, and the other that South African people really are. If you think so little of us, why are you here?
All these fucking people in this country, if you don't let this country fuck up,
why not take your smarts and your brilliance and go and make Nigeria a great country? Why come here? What do you want from South Africa? What is it? You're looking for greener pastures in a country where you diss the people. The people that are hosting you. You are our guests. Yes, you are to say we are brothers and sisters because we're all black, but truth be told, we're not really brothers and sisters. I said to you guys in another video of mine, we don't really know them like that. We are now starting to learn more about their cultures, even the dark side of their cultures, because South Africans are now participating in the voodoo stuff, and their voodoo stuff is really deep. Let's just face it, South Africa has an issue with ubungoma. That trend, that's our thing. Mara, that side there, ubungoma is deep and dark. Facts. The videos are online.
Off yourself.
Stop saying South African people are xenophobic. Anyone from any country is going to want to protect their home. If people are coming in from outside and doing shady, creepy things, and it's a lot of them doing it, it's not all of them, we know this. We're not stupid. It gets to a point where it's like, we actually kind of really repulsed by what you're doing. It's starting to look like, oh, maybe it's all of you, even though we know it's not all of you. It's a scary situation to be in. Did you guys see about that military camp base that they found? It wasn't Nigerian people, but it was people from another country. Why do they have a whole military camp? It's the Somalians, it's the Nigerians, it's the Ethiopians, everybody is here. Why is everybody here? And most of these people do think that South Africans are losers. They really do. You've sat in conversations with them as well. They have told you how stupid we are. They tell you how dirty and grimy South African women are. They hoes and their thoughts. Now, in some instances, I do share the same sentiments in that regard. Because these South African women put these men on such a pedestal. But they are selling their bums for a quick buck. And that's why they see you as nothing. But my chat is, why are you here if you don't respect us? We are hosting you. Why are you here? Okay? Like, I don't understand that part. Why are we so disrespectful? And then you want to turn around and say xenophobic. But you can see some of your brothers and sisters come to our country to make raras and kakas. Our brothers and sisters are hooked on this nyaupe stuff. Maybe South Africans are that lazy. Maybe we are. That means that we didn't make the nyaupe stuff because we're so lazy. So who came with it? It must have been you. It must have been you, and the evidence is pointing towards that, isn't it? Is it not? How many Nigerian men have you heard speaking very, very badly about South African women, and yet South African women still run to them? So I guess then they also have a point the Nigerian men and people. That South African women are hoes and thoughts. South Africans, you are letting people from outside come into our country and disrespect us. And then you want to be mad when these things are happening. The women that should be mothers of this land, you are allowing it by disrespecting the men of our land and putting the others on a high pedestal. This girl, guys, come on. A child is born. They take their father's surname. They take their father's culture, religion, whatever. That's the way of life. That's the way that we all know it, is it not? In that recording, where apparently it was Chidinma's father, that guy said that he regards Chidinma as a Nigerian. Apparently now Chidinma has come out to say that was not my father. That is fake. I don't know how true that is. Because that guy sounded very happy and giddy after them celebrating Chidinma being one of the finalists. It was that video looked very Nigerian. There was nothing in that video where they were celebrating her that said anything about South Africa. I've seen her in African tradition that is not nowhere near South African cultures. She knows where she belongs. Because obviously a father is going to raise their kids with their traditional history and their heritage. This is why I'm saying that I understand the outrage that South Africans are feeling. Because where does she actually fit in with us? We want people like Zozi, right? That are going to represent South Africa to the highest degree. Not a mixed masala. South Africans are outraged because they want it to be clear-cut and straight. You could see this is South African. We get where she's coming from. We understand. But you guys cannot say that she's not South African. You can't say that. She was born here. But I totally do understand the outrage. It doesn't seem fair. But logically and legally, the question should be, can she be participating? And I'm finding that the answer is yes. People thought that Uncle Waffles was from South Africa because Amapiano is ours. But she's not. And then there was a little bit of drama about that. But she still maintained where she is from, where she's from. You cannot expect people to throw away their heritage and where their blood comes from, the origins. We cannot expect that. But the fact of the matter is that girl was born on this land. That's it. And then another thing that really does confuse me about you guys. Come on, guys. You guys don't even like this pageant stuff. This is a fact.
I'm going to show you something for nothing. I'm going to show you something for nothing.
They are duping you. The people that are organizing Miss South Africa, they know exactly what they're doing. It's not just Chidinma that has all this mixed stuff in her. There's another girl. Or is it two girls? There's a mother from there and a father from there and there. But she's South African. Nobody's saying anything about that girl. Why is the focus on this Chidinma girl only? Because this was planned. This was planned. Like I was saying, nobody watches those fluffy pageants anymore.
Is that I just am not interested in Miss South Africa. The competition's never been interesting to me.
You don't. I stopped watching a long time ago, and so did you. You've never really cared until we then find out, oh, this person won't be like, yeah, it's so nice. Now they're gonna go represent us, go guy, Miss Universe, Miss World, whatever. Then we're like, yeah, we're so proud of you, but we don't care. And that's why they don't even trend that much afterwards. But this pageant, 2024, they were going to make a statement. This is a plan. This is all orchestrated. Because why are the pageant people not saying anything really? Where is the statement from them? I've seen the celebrities coming out. It's so funny how these celebrities will just pop up. But other important issues, they will say nothing about. Oh, Pearl Tuesday, she just popped out of nowhere. All of a sudden, she's back. She has a lot to say. Always ask yourself, how do they benefit? I'm actually quite disappointed that Lerato Kganyago had something to say, because she's not the only judge. Did the other judges say anything? I didn't see anything about them. But I would think that if the entire organization is not going to say anything, a judge should not be saying anything. It's kind of giving bias now. And it's going to be a problem in future. Let's say this girl was to win. There's going to be drama. It's a problem. Is this girl's safety even... Is she even safe at this point? Now people are calling for Lerato Kganyago to be removed from the panel. Because why would a judge come onto a public platform and come and say anything? It's starting to look like this girl will win, but I promise you this. And that's no hate to Lerato. That's her prerogative. She can say what she wants to say, I guess. I guess maybe there's no rules against that. But it's just distasteful. There's too much hype around this girl for a judge to come and say something. Oh, Pearl Tuesday, I see them, whatever. That's fine. But a judge, it's kind of scary. Right? And this is the reason why she won't win. If she was to win, there would be so much outrage, number one. Number two, that whole bias situation would come into play. South Africans, you can relax. Don't worry. You're so scared that, oh, this Nigerian girl is representing us. She's not going to represent us. They can't make her win. They used her for the drama so that people could come and watch that pageant, because people were not really watching that pageant. Nobody really cares. Until it is announced or until they go represent us in Miss World, nobody really cares about fluffy things like pageants. Rating their beauty, and it's not really about their smarts. Let's just be honest. It's about their bodies and their looks. Let's just be honest. Nobody cares. But South Africans, once they bite onto something, they're gonna go at it and this and that and the other, and that's exactly what's happening, and that's exactly what these pageant people wanted you to do. They wanted attention on it. Miss SA wasn't popping like that. None of these pageants are really popping like that. It's popping for the people that are invested in pageants and stuff, but most of us are not. Life is too tough to care about beauty queens. We care about their existence, obviously, on earth, but like KK like that, people getting judged for their beauty and their bodies and their bikinis and... no, it's not... No, nobody really cares. You understand? So why are you guys so pissed anyway? I promise you this, she's not going to win. She can't win. Big mistake for Lerato Kganyago as a judge to come and say something in defense of her or just trying to say the right thing. I think her intentions were pure, just to say, but guys, she was born and raised in this country. She is South African, which is right. That is accurate. That is a fact. But big mistake, because if she wins, it's going to be a problem, a very big problem. And now they're going to keep her in to the main show just for the controversy, just so people can watch and be outraged. But she won't win the competition. Whether she is the best contestant or not, she won't win. It's going to be a really, really big... I mean, politicians are now getting into this thing, this ridiculous beauty queen stuff. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Does it make sense to you? I don't think it makes sense to you either. That time, the people that are involved are not really saying anything. What is Chichi saying? What are her parents really saying? Where are the documents to prove this? Even the politicians are saying, we're still waiting for the facts. Do you have the facts? Do you have the facts? Nobody has the facts. Kanjan, after so long, you have the facts, you have the information, you have documentation, you have all the stuff. Just let the public know so we can put this whole thing down to rest. You like it when South Africans are mad and angry. You like that whole xenophobic discourse and wada. You like the pitting each other against each other. What's going to happen now? Are they going to start rioting and looting and doing things to people from other countries again? It's like, you're up to something, you people. You're up to something and fun. And you're going to use a stupid pageant, in my opinion, to stir up all this drama. Like, they don't care. These people don't care about you. They don't. All they want, South Africans love drama. I told you, you guys like the dirt and the filth. That's why nobody actually really wants to go head to head on comment sections on social media with South Africans, because they know as soon as you see Nikona na, Nikona, it's on that video. Uthini manimkuza? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. They are rage baiting you guys, because why are they not saying anything after so long? South Africans, I promise you this, you can relax. That girl is not going to win. She's just a puppet in this whole thing. I don't know if she knows it or not. Because you never know how these scams and scandals really go, how far they really go in the back of the curtains. You don't know. Even after she does not win, she can still make something of herself. Because there's so much, if she's in on it, let's just say, she already knows that you'll still make something of yourself. You've trended for so long now. You already have a name. Nigerians are on their shows now. We support her, we support her. And then when we go to Miss World and Miss Universe and stuff, who are you going to support? Are you going to support her, the South African person? Or are you going to support the Nigerian person when that time comes? Do you see how this thing can grow and spread and become a really big problem? Do you see how this thing is a problem in a little game for these people? I like to watch the drama anyway. So keep it running, keep it going. But don't be sucked in, you guys, to this nonsense. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. The spotlight is on her right now for a reason. And then what is the distraction anyway? What is the distraction? Why are they actually busy within the background? Because there's politicians involved now in this thing. They're speaking out this, that, investigate this, that. You can get him mayor and all these people involved in girly little pageants. Like, there's so many other bad things happening in this country. This is not the worst. You know what I mean? But they like us doing all this drama. Now the rest of the world is saying, yeah, Maravele, South Africa has always been xenophobic. No, we're not. Nobody else stands up for us or says anything when it's the drugs or the trafficking. We make the videos, but nobody comes out to say, yeah, Maravele, why are you guys going there to go take their kids? Why are you guys going there to go sell your drugs? Man, this one is a big deal. This is not a big deal. These are pageant people. Are you serious? Are you serious? I really don't care. I really don't care, and you shouldn't either, because you have not cared about these pageants for a very long time until this drama of this Chichi girl. When they signed her on, a round after round after round of auditioning, whatever it is, they knew exactly who she was. They knew exactly how they were going to rage bait you and get you to watch the show to see the drama unfold. Did you see there was another elimination section? Like, it looked like one of those top model scenes. And then Chichi was one of the girls. They eliminated one girl. And then they said, and by the way, ladies, we have to eliminate another person. Chichi was one of the other people. Then they eliminated another girl. Everybody was sitting on the edge of their seats. On the search bar, it says that Chichi has been disqualified. Can't you know? Chichi survived that round. Do you see how they're going to keep you wanting more and more and more? It's just about the drama. That's all. Everybody can relax. 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 It's not that serious. There's wars and funny things. Guys, the electricity is really bad right now. I don't know about you, but yes, Yako about that thing. We are paying a lot of money for electricity. These people are always up to something. I know that some of you can smell that fish. Can you smell it? Facts. You shouldn't care this much. And I just did this video because somebody asked me to. But I'm so bored about it. Because wow, it's a pageant and you guys don't actually really care. But you're gonna hop onto whatever is dramatic, get it all about gossip team. And you're gonna run with it, but you don't even really care. People are so angry. Chris Excel posted something and said, if she wins, then he posted a shoe, and then the eye store will be ready. You know what that means. Now you're inciting something that shouldn't be for a pageant. Oh, it's too much shame. The girl is very pretty. I really don't care. She was born in South Africa. She is South African. Her parents might not be South African, but she is. Her parents are not entering the pageant. She entered the pageant. But I do understand why South Africans want a full South African type of situation. We want to see our heritage, our cultures being represented there. You understand? It's that type of situation. But what about the other girl whose mother's from where and father's from where? Why is nobody talking about her? Why is it only this one? Why this one? Why? All of a sudden now her videos are popping up where they celebrate. It's like made a thing. She's highlighted so much. And this is the reason why she will not win. So everybody can relax. It's boring. It's a pageant. We stopped watching pageants for a reason. Do you guys remember? Don't let them get you. Because they're getting you now. I hope you guys can actually see through the bullshit. Because it's bullshit. And then all of a sudden, the celebrities that are speaking about it just pop out of the woodworks when they never speak about anything else that's important. They don't. Think about it. They don't. Anyway, if you guys haven't already, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you guys like my videos, please do click on the thank you button. And before you leave, please do drop me a comment on your way out of here. Guys, it's not that serious. It's a game. It's a game. To get you watching. Where does the thing even play? Back in the day, it used to play on SABC One. Does SABC One still exist? I'm not even sure if it does. Where's the final thing gonna be playing? No, nobody really knows. Is it SABC One? And these people, they're gonna mess with your minds, you guys. Question is, what are they doing on this hand or in the background now that they're pumping this thing up? They are all goofies and manipulators. And you'll see. Right? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Don't be xenophobic. Nahan.